Good morning, students. In the last video, we discussed about monopolistic competition. We discussed about its meaning and its characteristic. In this video, I will be discussing with you another market structure which is called oligopoly. Oligopoly means competition among the few. That means in an oligopolistic market, there will be few sellers, not many sellers, but there will be few sellers. And because there are few sellers, each seller will have a larger portion of the market. Okay, so each seller will enjoy larger section of the market because the number itself is less. Let's give you an example to make you understand this. Suppose there is a cake in front of you and you have to share this cake with 4 of your friends. So in total there are 5 friends. So what will happen is each friend will get a smaller section of the cake, right? Because there are 5 people and you have to share one single cake. If I say that, or if I give you an option to distribute this cake among 3 of your friends, then each person will get a larger portion of the cake, right? So the oligopolistic market is also like that. There is a market, a considerably big market, and this market is divided among few sellers. So what happens because of this? If each seller will have a larger section of the market. Some examples of oligopolistic market is telecommunication industry like Airtel, Jio, you have Vodafone Idea, and so on. Or else, if I have to give you another example, then that would be aviation industry. So we see that in this market, if you see a telecommunication market, you won't find many sellers in this market. There are very few sellers in this market. But each seller is a big firm. Like Airtel is a big firm, Jio is a big firm, because and they capture majority of the market or a big portion of the market. Each seller occupies or captures or holds larger chunks of the market. So let's quickly go through the meaning of oligopoly. Oligopoly is a market structure wherein few sellers dominate the market and sell homogeneous or heterogeneous products depending upon their choice, or depending upon their policies. They will sell homogeneous or heterogeneous products. Then what are the characteristics of this market? Let's quickly go through it. So the first one is interdependence. Now what happens in this market is this, that as I said, there are less or few sellers, and because there are few sellers, they are interdependent on each other. They have to make any decision anticipating beforehand the move of their competitors. Oligopolistic market is just like playing chess. Whenever you're playing chess, okay, you have to beforehand anticipate the move of your opponent. If you do not anticipate the move of your opponent, you will lose the game. Even in this kind of a market structure, in oligopolistic market, what happens is you have to anticipate what is going to be the reaction of my competitor if I fix the price of my product at this level, or if I fix the amount of goods that has to be sold at this level. So you have to beforehand anticipate. So your decision regarding your price and output depends upon the decisions that are made by your rival or your competitor. So that's why it is said that each firm in an oligopolistic market is interdependent. Next one is advertising and sales promotion. You must have seen on television or on posters or banners or through various means the amount of advertisement that telecommunication firms do. For example, Airtel or Jio or any other firm. Okay, take any other firm. So you must be seeing the amount of advertisement that they go for. Why is that so? Because they want to keep on telling people that, see, our product or our services are better than our competitors' services. So they have to again spend a lot of money for advertisement and sales promotion. The third one is indeterminateness of demand curve. What do we mean by this? As I said, each firm is dependent on its rival firm when it comes to fixing its own price and output. So when we have to depend upon others in order to fix our own output and price, we cannot determine our demand curve because we do not know what is going to be our demand curve. Why? Because we do not know what is going to be our competitor's price and his output level. Until and unless I know what is my competitor's price and his output level, I cannot fix my price and my output level. So because of that, I do not know what my demand curve or how my demand curve is going to be. So we cannot determine the demand curve of our own company or of our own firm. Then the next feature is this, that this market structure shows the characteristic of a monopolist or monopolistic market. Because as I said, less firms are there, so they will have complete control over the product and its section. Okay, the section that they are ruling, they will have a complete control over that section because of the differentiated products that they are selling. And the final one is that there is price rigidity. If a firm plans to say reduce its price, okay, if I say Airtel is planning to reduce its price, what will happen? Other firms will also quickly go for a cut down, right? They will also quickly reduce their prices because they don't want to lose their customers. So that is why it is very difficult to change the price of a product in this market structure, and hence we see that the price is often rigid. It cannot be changed because if we go for any kind of price changes, our competitors will also follow us. So price rigidity exists in this kind of a market. And one small concept that comes attached to this kind of a market structure is that of a duopoly. Duopoly is that kind of a market structure where there are only two firms. Duopoly is an oligopolistic market where there is only two firms. Duopoly, dual means two. So duopoly means an oligopolistic market structure where there is only two firms operating. There will be only two firms, not more than that. Okay, so let's quickly go through its characteristics also. In this market, there are only two sellers who are interdependent on each other, just like an oligopolistic market. Here also, these two firms are interdependent on each other, and they sell homogeneous or differentiated products. Depending upon their decisions, depending upon their choices or policies, they will decide whether they have to sell homogeneous or heterogeneous products. And the last one is barriers to entry. There are barriers to entry. It is not easy to enter into an oligopolistic market or a duopolistic market. So there exists different kinds of barriers in this kind of a market structure. So I hope you understood this. Please go through the notes, try to understand it once again, try to read it. If you're not understanding it, read it again. And then also if you're not understanding, please feel free to ask me your doubts. Thank you, and keep learning and keep enjoying.